Well, hello everybody. It's Russ Collio here, hanging out with you and living in Huntsville. A little bright out here. Beautiful day here, sunshine, 65 degrees, a great Huntsville day, and we're out visiting more of our local community in the business world. And well, you'll see here, I'm at Stretch Zone. Newer concept. I never knew about it. They just opened up in my neighborhood. This is the original one of the two that are in the marketplace. We are going to go inside and meet the owner, learn a little bit more about Stretch Zone. Let's go.
Russ.
See how easy that is, Paul.
Paul Powell, nice to meet
Russ
you.
Collio, nice
It's a
to meet
pleasure.
you.
It's a pleasure.
Man, what an impressive space just on first glance. Give me a little concept about what the heck we're doing here, and then let's sit down and have a chat.
Welcome to Stretch Zone.
Yeah.
So, Stretch Zone, we're an industry leader in the stretch practitioners assisted stretching, and it's really a new industry. About 20 years ago is when our founder really started this. His grandfather got diabetes, literally was bedridden, and so our founder at the time was a trainer. Well, all he could do was stretch him, so he stretched him. A year and a half later, he walks out on his granddaughter's wedding on the dance floor, and that's when our founder was like, "I'm gonna do this rest of my life. You know, I gotta figure this out. This is meaningful." So basically, he begins to learn everything there is about stretching. Goes for the next couple of years, and then he begins to stretch people. And you know, the word kind of got out in the NFL, and the NBA, and all these places. Got patents on tables and things. So he really, truly, just revolutionized this industry. And then he walked away from all of those people and said, "Hey, I'm going to create something for the masses. I'm going to create something for the everyday people." And so that's what happened. And from there, Stretch Zone was born. Began franchising about 7 years ago. And so I had an interesting story where I bumped into it. And so I was in South Florida about 5 years ago. I had back surgery. That's sort of a long history. And so a friend of mine booked an appointment at Stretch Zone. I go to Stretch Zone, and literally one stretch, and I was like, "Holy cow, this is incredible." Well, at the time, I was trying to get rid of the company. I had a lot of other things going on, and it was not the time for Stretch Zone in my life. I retired, I sold the company, and I was literally going to take some time off. The day I retired, I go to the local grocery store, and there's a Stretch Zone opening up. And I'm like, I haven't thought about this in 4 years. And
Let's
so,
go see where we start this thing.
come on.
All right.
So come on. All right.
So this thing looks a little dangerous, strapping me in.
Yeah. Listen, so the first time I literally already franchised off of being stretched one time.
Okay.
So believe me, that when we strap you in and you feel that first stretch, you're like, "Oh, I've never been stretched like that before." That's all it takes. I promise you. So here's what we're gonna do. So come on around in front of the table.
All right.
I want you to sit down on the table, lay back, put your head right here, nice and relaxed. And I'm gonna take you through. Here we go. So, first of all, there are a couple things you need to know. So if you want to have a super successful stretch, I need you to do 4 things. The first one is the hardest thing I'm going to ask you to do. Relax.
All right.
We all walk around tense. We all walk around. You just like.
Plus we got Klein here with
exactly
the camera.
right.
Jeez,
Yeah. So totally relax. Number 2, breathe. All right. So when we don't breathe, we'll hold our breath sometimes when we're kind of thinking about stuff, concentrating. That creates tension in the body. Number 3. First, gotta breathe, gotta relax.
Relax,
2 is,
breathe. Yeah.
Try 3. Number 8, communicate with me. Let me know where you're at. So we use a system 3, 5, and 7. That's our 1 to 10 type intensity scale. You are in complete control of how intense the stretches are. So a 3 is a mild stretch, right? So we're just gonna go to a little beginning, start to feel the muscle elongate a little bit. A 5 is a medium stretch. You can hold that for a few seconds. A 7 is a deep stretch, but even at a 7, there's never any discomfort, right? We don't stretch to the point where our body says, "Whoa, I don't want to do this," and it starts tightening down. That's going too far.
That's so counterintuitive to what I have been doing for so long.
Exactly
Okay,
right.
we stretch and just hold that,
That's it.
even though you're shaking.
That's it. That actually doesn't do a whole lot, which is why people don't realize how beneficial stretching can be. So
Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's just take a hypothetical, and you'll see how. And I've got a shoulder, and I've got like pretty tight.
we're gonna find out in a second.
My splits are nothing. How soon till you can get an old guy like me to do the splits?
Listen, so people see results very quickly. We're gonna find out, because at the end of this today, I'm gonna ask you how you feel relative to how you did when you came in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of warm up this lower body and get a little blood flow in these hips and hamstrings. So we can do a little range of motion test. Russ, we're gonna see where you're at. We're fixing to test you out right
That's
now.
awesome.
So we can do a little something like this. We're gonna take this knee and bring it back. I want you just to totally relax. I want you to let me have that leg. So all we're doing right here is just getting a little blood flow in these hips so that you're nice and relaxed, right? So you're nice and relaxed, and then we get a nice natural range of motion test. So here we go. This is our first test. You didn't study for it, that's okay.
Yep.
Checking the range of motion in the hip. We're gonna start turning this in. When you feel tightness, not pulling, just tightness, let me know when.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So here's
Feel
90,
not bad,
45.
though.
That's right.
Nothing.
But the natural range of motion has stopped, and now we're kind of having some resistance. Perfect. 50 degrees or so. We're gonna come back, lay this leg down. Now we're gonna go up. We're gonna get this hamstring. Let's see where, just let me know when it starts to tighten up.
So probably about 3 there.
Yeah, okay, so we're already past. So here's 90 degrees, and
Yeah.
we're about 45.
Yeah, I know my
Okay, so,
hamstrings are a little tight.
so we're looking at about a 50 and 45 on the right side. Let's check out this left side. Do this real quick. I want to be even with the body. Don't want you walking out here sideways. That'd be terrible. All right, warming this up a little
Just
bit.
relax and breathe.
That's it. Relax and breathe. Let me know when we get a little tightness. Okay, perfect. So here's 45. So we're at 65 right here. So we were 50 on the other side. Nice and relaxed, going up to that hamstring. Let me know when that hamstring starts tightening up. So guess what? So we've got your left side hip, it's about 50 degrees. Right side hip, about 65. Got a little imbalance right there.
Yeah.
And our hamstring's only going to 45. The goal is 99. Now, let's do the moment of truth, right?
Yeah.
Right, are you ready? Let's find out what happens. So I want you to stand up, walk toward the front door, and come back over here, and let's tell me how you feel.
All right. This is adorable.
Yeah,
So definitely lighter on the bottom half. Definitely looser on the bottom half. I feel like obligated. I have to touch the door since he sent me. Get to the door. Well, as is always the case, we are talking before or after we actually do the formal stuff, and we still have more great content. So Paul and I, welcome back, and we were talking first about some of the things you witnessed and some of the health effects. And your 2 things on quantity and quality I thought were just something the audience needs to hear. So you hang out with a lot of health practitioners, right?
Sure, absolutely.
And so you're talking to doctors, researchers. What the heck are you discovering about quantity and quality?
I think amazingly, I'll never forget, there was a nurse in. And so nurses are on their feet all the time, right?
Yep.
So she come in, we finished stretching, we're talking about everything, and she said, this is amazing. She said, the number 1 determinant of the longevity of your life is your cardiac health.
So
Okay,
otherwise,
that makes sense. Absolutely. The ticker,
how
right?
long you're going to live.
The ticker.
Perfect.
She said, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. She goes, the number 1 determinant of the quality of your life is your flexibility. And I was literally like, oh my gosh, I'm going to repeat that a million times. Can I please? Because it absolutely made so much sense. The fact that, when you think about being able just to get down to a squat, right? We have people that.
And you know what? It's Cameron. Let's do it. So show me that position because I want to see if I can do what you did.
So as you think about it,
You've been challenged.
So, as we want to just kind of squat down, right? And just sit all the way down and be able to get,
And just hang here. So talking.
Your heels are off the ground a little
Yeah,
bit.
so you
kinda
can
wanna
each side.
sit
That's
there.
good each side. By the way, it's that left side again, which
Yeah.
was too tight.
So you see, so right now you're kind of leaning way out here.
Yeah,
so if you're doing
I'm
this,
feeling a little
low
tight
back,
here.
yeah.
I'm happy to get back up while you stay down. So,
The whole point is though, if we lose the ability, the flexibility, the mobility to go down into a deep squat, we lose the ability to stay
God,
up
and you kept
out.
your heels on the ground, dude.
Absolutely, that's key. That's key. So we want to keep them in, and we'll kind of cheat by letting our feet go out. But I tell people to do this. Like if you want to do something every day that will help you get in this position and just sit here for a minute. But I see people all the time coming in. They literally say, I'm having trouble getting up there. If I get down on the floor, I've had, I'll never forget when I talked to Bill. He said, this was amazing. And this was like, I asked him, this was a couple months in, I said, how's it going? He goes, when I came in here, my grandkids would throw baseball with me, and they would not throw it far enough, they'd be on the ground. I would look down at it and say, okay, who's coming to get it? Because he said I couldn't reach over and get it. You know, and so now he says, I didn't understand it, right? You know, and that's the type thing that mobility, flexibility, it really, people come in, they want to get back and exercise. You know, when we began to slide, COVID was terrible for many people because it really put them in a position where, for many people, you know, you're getting up, you're going to the office every day, you're doing things, right? All of a sudden, your commute to the office was around the corner by the kitchen to the dining room where the computer's set up, right? And so there was just no movement. And all the people began to just sort of get in worse and worse physical condition, right? And so now people are trying to get back out, but they realize I just don't feel good.
Yeah, I'm getting back out there. I'm doing the work. And I'm hurting.
Or you don't even have the energy. Like I don't want to go feel that, so I don't do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so being able to, we've had some people that come in and like, hey, I'm ready to get back. I got to get myself back in shape, right? And I want to start out by getting my muscles back in shape and ready to work. So they come in and they go through a stretching protocol, and you know, then they go work out, and the proof's in the pudding. I tell you. I mean,
it is, and today was an amazing bowl of porridge for me. I felt it in the bottom half. I'm excited to look at this for other people in my world. I'm sure they can use it as well as myself. We'll drop into Hampton Cove,
Please do.
I'm sure. And so, hey, here's phase 2 of this. We'll see how it all ties together. And again, you're hanging out with us. Oh, you know what else? This is perfect time because, yes, this is living in Huntsville. And yeah, I didn't say the things you have to close every video with. Make sure you subscribe here to Living in Huntsville so you get more information on more great businesses in our market. Make sure that you give us great testimonials, comments down here. Let us know how we did. Give us some comments. And last but not least, give us those thumbs up. Let us know you like the content, like what we're doing, so we get energized to keep moving forward with you, giving you great information of what it's like to be living in Huntsville. See you soon.